generally in terms of our position. I think I think it's very clear, and we've mentioned. I think both Bilal and Maddie have mentioned there's a gap. There's a gap at the moment, and I think Marianne as well. And the longer gap, other people, other organisations, other parties will come and try and fill that gap, including Reform. Who try and pass themselves out as being, a party of the poor and the working class, although we clearly know that isn't the case. So, and this is rhetoric that we've all heard over the last 6, 8, 12 months. If we don't fill in that gap soon, then others will take it, and we'll lose the kind of momentum that we've seen, post with the Independent Alliance in Parliament, and obviously what we've been doing, the success of the independent candidates generally, and the groups that have come up and popped up since the general election. And I think a lot of course now on the left is about timing. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And that's really the answer. I think most people who are listening on to this podcast would love to know, and I'd love to be able to give an answer. The reality is we don't know either. But the question is, it has to be sooner rather than later for sure.